Okay, y'all. So Luke chapter 12, part 2. Luke chapter 12 teaches about avoiding hypocrisy and greed, emphasizing the importance of trusting God's providence and living with readiness for Christ's return. Key things include anxiety about material things versus investing in treasures in heaven, the parable of the rich fool who hoards wealth, and the call for vigilance and faithfulness as servants awaiting their master. The chapter stresses that true riches are spiritual and that everyone will face judgment with accountability based on their actions and acknowledge of God's will. So key themes and meanings. Number 1, freedom from fear and hypocrisy, verses 1 through 12. Jesus warns his followers against the hypocrisy of the religious leaders and encourages them to be bold in their faith, as God knows all things will reveal them. He teaches that people are more valuable than sparrows, and God is aware of every person, even the hairs on their head, providing reassurance against fear and anxiety. Number 2, cautions against greed in the parable of the rich fool, verses 13 through 21. Jesus tells this parable about a rich farmer who, instead of sharing his abundant harvest, decides to hoard it and build bigger barns for himself. This rich fool dies that very night, revealing that true security does not come from material possessions, but from being rich toward God by living with purpose and generosity. Number 3, trusting God's provision, verses 22 through 34. Hey, ma'am. Jesus encourages his disciples not to worry about what they will eat or wear, but to trust in God's provision, as he cares for the birds in the air and will care for them even more. He urges them to seek God's kingdom first and to invest in their treasures in heaven rather than on earth, highlighting the importance of spiritual riches over material wealth. Number 4, watchfulness for Christ's return, verses 35 through 53. What? Hold on. Jesus uses the analogy of servants waiting for their master's return from a wedding feast, urging his followers to stay alert and dressed for action. The suddenness of the master's arrival and the comparison to a thief in the night emphasize the need for constant readiness for the coming of the Son of Man. So number 5, responsibility and judgment, verses 49 through 59. The chapter concludes with a sobering message that everyone will face judgment. The level of accountability varies based on the responsibility given and the knowledge one possesses. The warning to make friends with a magistrate before being dragged to prison illustrates the importance of settling disputes and making peace with God.